Hello, Cy Leslie, Gers TV with Gordy, and Rangers have just won 2-1 at Ibrox versus St Mirren. It's game on, mate. How's things?
Good, mate. Bit of a kind of nervous last 5 to 10 minutes here at the game, but listen, I think we said this afternoon actually, right now, all we care about is getting 3 points, and I'm just going to make a very, very quick point if I can. Football has got a way of just having like a symmetry and irony. This time last season, we played Motherwell and St Mirren between Christmas and New Year's and dropped 4 points. And that effectively killed off our title challenge last season. This season, we've taken 6 points out of 6. Not pretty, but this could be the week that reignites our league title challenge, and that's incredible.
I mean, one thing that we've criticised in the past is fight, but there's one thing this team doesn't lack just now is fight. The defence were outstanding again tonight. Yes, we did struggle in the last 5 minutes, but that's pressure. We managed to cope with it. Some of the players that we've doubted in the past are slowly coming out their shell now. We'll speak about them in a minute, but all round, a great performance for Rangers tonight.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in more detail. What did you make of the starting lineup?
Well, I'll be honest, I won't be a hypocrite here. I wasn't happy with it. I don't like the idea of dropping players and resting them. I don't think a professional should need rested unless they've come back for an injury. I wasn't too keen in the starting lineup. However, they came out the traps quite well. At no point in the game did they were the second best from a good St Mirren team, let me say. And I thought I was proved wrong with that, because at the end of the day, Danny Rose got the 2-1 victory and another step closer to the top of the league.
Yeah, I think we all kind of said before the game we were kind of surprised with the lineup. I think we found out that Miovski has reported not well to training with the flu, so we can excuse him. Social media starts up front. Thought meeting played well, and Barron was rested. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that if we had a poor start and we lost a goal early on, we didn't do that, thank God. But if we did, then you question team selection, and it makes a mockery of resting players, as you're saying, because what's the point? We could drop points today and winning Saturday is kind of irrelevant. But
same points, yeah.
He's not what I like about Danny Rowe. As he doesn't seem to be afraid to make these calls. And yep. I like that. I admire that. You had maybe Clement and Beale would stick to their favourites and stick to the players. And Danny Rowe seems to he doesn't really fear making these big calls. And you've got to give him the credit, because the team went out and played very well for the first 70 minutes and deserved to win.
I mean, he's done something with that defence. We've been saying for ages, what's he doing in training that we don't know about? What's he focusing on? He's only got so many weeks. He's got to get over January. He's got to get to January with damage limitation. He had a shit show of a squad to pick from. But we've got the best defence in Scottish football just now. The defence tonight, I thought, played really well. Butland made an arse of it against Hearts, and he owned it, put his hand up, and he's been outstanding since. Now, Hearts are 6 points ahead of us, but bearing in mind, 2 games that we played them have been controversial decisions, have separated the games. Rangers are actually starting to look like they could be serious title contenders, whilst that mob across the city, I believe, have just booed their manager off the park. I didn't hear it, I didn't see it, but before I came up the stairs, I got a text saying it's comedy gold.
Yeah, I was just driving home from Ibrox, and I caught kind of some of the commentary on the radio, sports sound. And he's getting absolutely slaughtered from all angles. And by all accounts, Motherwell absolutely played them off the park tonight. It wasn't just like it was 4 going on. It was 2 going on 5.
I mean, they played well against us. All credit to them. They did play well against us.
I did make a point to our group before the game. Motherwell didn't actually go with a recognised striker up front, which was surprising. Right. But yeah. They've got a much deserved victory, and Motherwell have been great this season, and it's great for Scottish football to see, as much as obviously we're passionate about Rangers. I think from a Scottish football point of view, seeing Hearts and Motherwell this season embracing actually attacking football is a breath of fresh air, and fair play to the Motherwell manager, who's come from nowhere really, signed 2 or 3 players for Austria.
And implemented a great style of football.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. So fair play. But yeah,
well.
I actually believe that he's now got a worse record than Russell Martin.
Who's that?
Nonsense.
Nonsense. Aye.
I don't know if how true or not. I don't look
anyway,
into it. I don't these things,
never mind the rest. Let's talk about the famous Glasgow Rangers, the greatest football club in the world, bar none.
Yeah, just on Butland. It's a good shout out for him tonight, side, because he is capable of a mistake, but there has been games this season where he's made some outstanding saves as well. We forget that sometimes. He was outstanding against Motherwell on Saturday, and he made a big couple of saves tonight, including the penalty, obviously. So,
well, let me put it another way, Gordy. Is it any coincidence that the better the defence are getting, the better he's getting?
No, I think that's a good shout. I think that's a good point. As the defence is hopefully get confidence in Butland, and Butland's got confidence in the defence, and there's a trust there, responsibility, and I think it helps your mentality when you're playing as well. You play with more confidence, and I think that helps your game. If you know you've got solid defenders in front of you, and your defenders know you've got a solid goalkeeper, then at least it less nerves. And a lot of Rangers' mistakes over the last year have been through nerves, I think.
No, I agree with that. There's definitely been a confidence issue. However, leading on to that, he made some great saves, and he showed true leadership tonight. On to the defence, mate. I've got to say, the big lad Fernandez, he's proven everyone wrong. He's going to be an outstanding Rangers signing. He's a real danger up front. He must be one of our top goal scorers now, and he's had 2 goals chopped off as well.
I think he is our top goal scorer.
I did see yesterday. I did see he's going to be my default now. That if I'm going to put a goal, Rangers to win 1-0, our first goal to score will be Fernandez.
You did see it for Saturday. You did see it. Yeah, you said it this afternoon, mate. To be fair,
he's got a lot of great skill. He's only a young boy. Great skills, great composure, and he's a real threat up front. Big Suter came back. He looks a lot leaner. I don't know if anybody noticed that. I mentioned it the other day there. He looks as if he's lost a bit of weight. Right thing today, bringing him off as well, because we have to have these players ready for Saturday. All in all, I thought the defence were outstanding.
Yeah, and credit to Fernandez. He had a rocky couple of first games. Remember, I think we played Alloa in the League Cup, if memory serves right. He wasn't great. Then didn't play for a couple of months. And then, obviously, injuries have led to him being put back in the team. But even if Cornelius was to come back tomorrow, I would argue that Fernandez has earned his place now in the Rangers defence.
You might not see Cornelius back in the Rangers team, to be fair.
Yeah, and he's a big threat in the box as well, which is great. Which it's strange to say he's a top goal scorer, but that's what it is.
I know, that's the only thing I would say is a slight negative is the fact that we've scored 2 goals and it's not the strikers again. However, I've got to say I thought Shermati played very well tonight. See if he had a poacher beside him. And I get him repeating myself. If he had a poacher beside him, I don't think he would get as much criticism as he gets. I thought he played a great game tonight, and that's probably his best game in a Rangers jersey. And the last couple of games he's played all right.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that. I think he played decently against Motherwell on Saturday, and he has played better tonight. So he does seem to be improving his all-round play. It's just, as you said rightly, it's just the goals. But I mean, if we're winning and the teams are playing well, it's when we don't win. That's when you question the goals with the strikers.
No, definitely. But if we get these 2 games out the way, we've got one out the way tonight, St Mirren. If we can get a result at Celtic Park, then you know what, the fans will lighten up a wee bit and start to believe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
they're one early goal on Saturday away for Sharks. A good businessman would be selling Sharks. Go on that Timu the noon, order 100 to 150 Sharks. You'll sell them at Park Eden Saturday.
I think it's way past that. To be perfectly honest, it's a real implosion.
John Fraser saying that it's the best performance. Tonight is the best performance in the league this season. Hard to doubt. Hard to disagree with, mate.
I would say up until the last 10 minutes, yeah.
Aye, but at the end of the day, you could say game management. The big thing about the game management was we managed to see it out. Now, under Russell Martin, we probably wouldn't have seen that out. That's the difference. He's managed to install some kind of belief in them and a wee bit less fanning about. They do still have a default of playing the ball back a lot when they're under pressure or when they're nervous, but he's slowly working that out of him. He's not got his own players in yet. I'm confident for Saturday now, mate. I'll be honest with you, I'm confident.
And to be fair, like again, he did make the subs. He brought some of the, I mean, changing the defensive partnership, with 20 minutes to go, whatever, you kind of worry about that. But he's not afraid to make the calls. He's not afraid to make decisions.
Certainly.
I admire that, to be fair. And,
I would have liked to have seen Barron playing the whole game, but we got away with that one, and Barron came on and looked smashing again.
Yeah, Barron certainly improved wonders. I thought Mikey made a good game again today as well.
Great game. Obviously, the manager's not going to listen to me, you or Ryan or Lewis or whatever, but we've been talking about giving Moore a free rein, and that's what he got tonight, just a free rein. And when he plays with a free rein, it seems to give up a bit of space for Gassama as well, and it gives Gassama a bit more freedom, I think, and it worked. It really did work.
Yeah, and Gassam played well again tonight. I think he's played well the last couple of games. He did, but we dip in form, games before the last two, certainly kind of end November, start December. But I think in the last couple of weeks he has come back on form. And yeah, is it any coincidence we're giving Mikey Moore a more kind of central role, kind of free role, as you said? It allows Gassam to play, because a lot of the time our game plan was give the ball to Gassam and see what could happen.
The Juicy Bear, just so you know, the Juicy Bear is absolutely moist.
Right, okay, well, it's a good night in the Juicy Bear household tonight then.
Just get a result on Saturday, I agree with that. Let me come away from the performance for a minute, Gordy. I want to highlight this, when Rangers get a win. That refereeing performance tonight was absolutely shambolic. It was an utter disgrace. I'm going to highlight a couple of things. First of all, I've seen a replay of the penalty. This is just changing every week. Is it a penalty or a handball, right? Never a penalty. Nobody claimed for it. Nobody expected it. But VAR still found a way to give them that chance to come back into the game. I hope Rangers are going to make a point of mentioning this. Utterly outrageous. Now, another couple of things I want to mention. St Mirren are bringing a sub on. You might know, people that watch this on television might not have seen this. St Mirren's bringing a sub on. They haven't even got the board to tell you who the sub is. The sub's ran on the park. He's ran past the referee. The referee's seen him, sent him back off the park. So he's entered the park without permission. That's a booking. He's then ran back off the park and ran back on again without permission, without the board coming up. He still doesn't get booked. And then the referee sends him off again to come back on. Doesn't say nothing to him, lets him carry on. And later on in the game, he receives a booking for persistent foul on a Rangers player. He should have been off the park. The game is on its knees in terms of the refereeing decisions. The linesman watching things, the ball going out the park, for an example, and nothing being done about it. Scottish football's an embarrassment. Since Celtic forced a refereeing strike for their benefit, we have suffered, and they're making our game a laughing stock. It might be a rant and a rave, mate, but I was really pissed off with that tonight.
Well, I'll raise you one further. The episode you're talking about, before that, their player, the St Mirren player, should have been off the other side of the park, but didn't. Wasn't.
Sorry, I missed that. Aye. He's 10 yards for the Govan.
Yeah, and what's happened? That's because I think we had a corner, and what that's done is that's allowed St Mirren to get another player on the park, to go on and have 11 against 11. We've got the advantage, and their player's injured. That's fair enough, but he goes off the park at that side. And
I missed that one, mate. Aye, and it takes ages to come off the park because he was time wasting, because he thought he was going to get. They were going to get a draw at it.
Time, or,
yeah. And then the
other thing, but it builds up, as you say, it builds up.
It's utter garbage, mate. The other thing was Rangers are on the attack on the right wing. Rangers player goes into a challenge. I think it's a head knock. I'm not really sure what it was. I'm trying to remember. And then it goes over the other side. Rangers have got the ball again. Rangers are about to go on the attack, and he brings it back to a bounce up and gives the bounce up. The Rangers got the ball, but he gives the bounce up to the St Mirren goalkeeper. It's incredible. The lack of understanding of the game. I don't want to use the words biased, right? But it's pretty pathetic when I'm watching this. It's almost as if anybody but Rangers to win this title. That's how I feel about it. I've already mentioned the 2 games against Hearts, where controversial decisions changed it, where we'll be close to them now. We've got Saturday coming up. We know what's going to be like on Saturday. I'm getting rather pissed off, and I hope Rangers speak up about it. It's incredibly bad.
Apparently, Celtic had 3 defenders booked today. No sending off, obviously.
82 games. 82 games. This is now them heading for 83 games. A Scottish record without anyone being sent off. The last player that was sent off, Peter Lywell, came out in the press and criticised the referees in Scotland and said, this needs to stop. And boy, it stopped. They done exactly what they were told. Why is this not a campaign, Gordy? There was a campaign about penalty to Rangers and all that garbage. Why is it not a campaign? 82 games, heading for 83. No one's been sent off. Rangers have had 1 penalty in 25 years at Celtic Park. Where's the media outcry?
It's not it's it's difficult for me personally because I do believe it is just incompetence. I think that there has been subtle pressure placed behind the scenes with some of the stuff in the last 10, 15, 20 years, and some of the social media campaigns from Celtic and ourselves even shoot ourselves in the foot with the penalty Rangers stuff hasn't helped. But what happens is they go up in arms, they do something about it. They complain, they have protests, they force strikes, and we shy away from confronting obvious mistakes. And
I mean, don't get me wrong, Gordy. Sorry for interrupting, but I would never like to go down to the levels that they go down to. And boy, is that low when your chairman and your board stand up at an AGM and make jokes and lies that Rangers' last penalty against Celtic was John Gregg. See, when it's been encouraged by them, hell mend them when their own support, who have attacked everyone that they can find, are now attacking their own ex-chairman. Hell mend them.
Yeah, I mean, it does breed entitlement, but it is appalling, and it's something. I mean, the refereeing standards have been so poor, and as I say, like VAR, it's I feel the VAR system itself is not at fault. Like I keep saying,
the people that do it.
It's the people. It's human error. I mean, we watched the game together against Hearts. We seen straight away Stuart Findlay's foot was playing him on the side. We seen that with the naked eye immediately.
But something with that, Gordy, right? It's never been highlighted apart from this show. Sky clearly showed you that. It showed you clearly the incident. They paused it, and you could see the boot. And me and you were looking at it. We're two pointing at the boot. It's clearly a boot. Keeps showing. It shouldn't be the rule, but that's the rule. Now, half time, it then showed you the same incident, and they've changed the angle, and they've changed the shot. So why is Sky changing that? Why are they not wanting to see the boot? It's things like that. And then you're getting told that Sky you see Sky had the Hearts goal chopped off before the VAR did. And then the VAR tells the referee, but Sky already know. There's far too much interference here. I don't like that. I really think that Rangers really... See when you're winning, that's the time you call these people out. Call them out. Show that penalty again. Show it in slow motion tonight and ask what the hell's going on with Scottish football, because it's an utter disgrace. We're paying good money to watch football. The referees are incompetent. The linesmen can't keep up with the ball. The VAR team don't know the rules.
There's actually more to it than that as well. Like, if we think about it, from people's jobs point of view, I still maintain that Philip Clement's lost his job because the cup finals. He
should have got another 2 cups.
Yeah, and he would probably. You never know in football because sometimes you don't know how things will pan out. But really feel bad. For those games, and then it's big games. It's big games, big calls, and more often than not, they all. It's not even. And the worst thing is, it's not even like borderline decisions. It's obvious. That's the thing. The one the kind of last minute, the cup final last season where it's kind of towards the end of extra time, and it's clearly a penalty, and the conversation that gets released. Doesn't even be to what's happened, and so
when you hear when you hear the VAR commentary, and the VAR commentary says that when the Tierney incident, he's more in than he's out.
Yeah,
that is incredible. The level that they have stooped to stop Rangers winning a cup. That is incredible.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
But let's not get that. Let that get in the way of tonight's result. I thought it was a great result. Let's talk about the goals.
Yeah, I mean, Fernandez. I thought it was a very composed finish.
He's actually, see, because of the size of him, I think because of the size, sometimes you can't appreciate his skills. I mean, he's like a big Harlem Globetrotter on that ball. He's actually really silky at times, but he just looks clumsy and cumbersome. He's going to get a lot of goals for Rangers. He's got a big career ahead of him, that boy.
Yeah, and he's done really, really well, and you have to give him credit and he's shown us some good mental strength as well, because he was kind of left a little bit high and dry. He's
also played with different defenders when the ship was hitting the fan.
Yeah, and different managers. He's still a young guy as well. He's the different managers. So it's a young guy. He is a young guy, and he's done really well. He's kind of coming through a tough patch in his career, coming up here, new area, new country, new culture, new league, new manager, then another new manager. So yeah, credit where credit's due. I think we'll be criticised when it's due, but we need to praise when it's due as well.
Aye, and he seems to have settled into that position. He's made that position his own. I thought he was going to be in the team and out the team, but that's his position now for somebody to win now. You're
Absolutely.
talking about
it's to keep it, and it's up to the other defenders to come
back. Just a comment there from Era 404. The mental gymnastics he used to justify the corruption, it's unbelievable. And your pal Jordan, good to see you lads. Hate to say it, but Shermiti made a difference tonight. Jordan, I'll go as far as to say, because I agree with you, right? And listen, when you do this show, people remember everything you say, right? You can be a two-faced so-and-so, right? Gordy's going to laugh when I say this because he'll probably agree. I think he played himself. He played so well tonight that he's a shoehorn to play against Celtic at the weekend. That performance and the way that the Celtic defence are playing. I think his performance, if he had a poacher beside him, would have got a couple of goals. I get the fact that he's not scored, but what a pain in the arse he would be to play against now. I thought he was outstanding tonight.
Yeah, I think he set up the goal. He set up a goal as well tonight. I think he's got an assist tonight. And we haven't actually given a shout out. We haven't mentioned Thelo Aasgaard's goal. Obviously the header.
That's Aasgaard, 2 goals in a week.
Yeah, so he's been criticised. I'm not going to lie. I think quite fairly, quite rightly criticised. He's not quite at it, but I still don't think he's played the best he could play. However, if he's scoring 2 goals in a week, I'll take that any week.
Let me suggest maybe he's one of these players. He's a confidence player. I think that he needs to be confident. He needs to believe in himself, and that might take a couple of weeks yet. But I agree with you, Gordy. He's got better the last couple of weeks. Him and Shermiti have I don't know what they're feeding them in training or whatever, but they're making them into players.
Again, football's a funny game. It's there's momentum. That's a word that I can back to quite a lot in football. We started with we're winning games. We're winning games. We're not winning by big margins, but we are winning games. And that breeds its own confidence as well. And then all of a sudden you get some momentum behind you. And then you go and you expect to win. I mean, I didn't expect St Mirren to equalise today. It was slightly nerve-wracking. I get that because we want to get the 3 points. But I don't think St Mirren really overly threatened us, apart from the obviously the missed penalty.
Well, you mentioned, Gordy, a little bit all these teams getting better in the last couple of months. I would have added Hibs to that and St Mirren. St Mirren with that glorious victory over Celtic in the League Cup final that Celtic shouldn't have been in the first place.
Yeah,
referee standards again. Yep.
Yeah, I think Jordan's agreeing with you, Simon, about Shermiti on Saturday, and I think I have to agree as well. And I wouldn't have thought I'd be saying that 4 weeks ago.
I'll tell you another thing. See if Big Shermiti can play like that on Saturday and get the goal to win the game. I said it yesterday, but I'll say it again. Everything's forgotten about. He goes into January, the new year. And all of a sudden, the Bears are loving him, and it could change. Confidence could be a game changer for a lot of because he's a young boy. I know he's been howling at times, but that £8 million price tag is Thelwell's problem and his fault, no the boy's fault.
Yeah, it's out of his hands, and I think with Shermiti, the £8 million represents his potential rather than his current ability.
Yeah.
And I know it's a cliche. I would say that we should say it again. If they could just, I mean, all was missing this tonight was a goal from him, because I think his all round play was very well. I think it was probably his best performance, and I think he starts in Saturday. Miłoski's been pretty hit and miss. Miłoski has got a couple of goals, but his all round play hasn't been great. But he has put up a couple of goals. Danilo, I mean, Danilo come on. There was something happening towards the end of the game where I think it was 5-10 minutes to go, and Danilo just gave up on the ball, and that just summed him up. I can't remember specifically what happened. It was an incident. It was towards the end.
I can't think of that, so I don't want to comment on it. I don't remember it.
He just gave up, and for somebody that costs millions and millions, is on thousands a week. It was terrible, and so Miłoski might not be fit. Danilo's not in the picture as far as I'm concerned. So he has to start on Saturday. But I think more than anything else, he's earned it. So I'd be very surprised if Miłoski comes in.
And another comment coming in here. Sorry, I'll let you finish, Gordy.
No, I was just going to say, I know it wouldn't happen, but given how absolutely god awful they are at the back, I would love to see Shamiti maybe start with Miłoski on Saturday. Have maybe Shamiti playing a little bit behind. But I
don't watch a lot of Celtic, Gordy, but I think something's happening with their defence. They're doing something like weird system, and their fans are going nuts apparently tonight. See if we can start maybe a real good high press by Gerrard just today at Parkhead and try and get an early goal the first 10-15 minutes and really put it into them. Ask a question, because they've not had that in the last couple of years since the 55 season, and they don't like it up them.
Yeah, and that's what it takes. That's what we need to do on Saturday. If we do that, then we get the 3 points, because they are. I mean, I was at the game tonight, so I didn't see. I just heard the analysis on the way home, because that's what they were reporting on, and even Paki Bonner was just saying how it was, like they were awful, like absolutely awful.
They've been outplayed, and I don't think the manager knows how to change it. Again, I didn't watch them, so I was watching the Rangers game.
He's just Russell Marley. He doesn't. From what I've heard, this is only going on the drive home tonight on the radio. He doesn't change it. He refuses to change it. And
let me ask a question. Would I be right in saying that since he's been the manager, he's lost 2 goals in every game?
Not every game, most games, I think. Apart from the Aberdeen game.
It was just the 1-3-1 Aberdeen, right? Apart from that, I think he's lost 2 goals every game. So that tells you that defence is there for the taking. Honestly, Big Shermiti, it might just be football, as you say, it can be a funny game. Sometimes it could just be the Old Firm game can make or break you. We know that. We've seen it with hundreds of players, both sides. This could be the opportunity for the big lad. Peter McCready, my pal, sitting beside me at the football tonight. Long jaunt home.
I met Peter a couple months ago.
He's a long jaunt home with the Newmaker bus all the way up to, where does that? I think it goes to the back of Fraser, if I'm right. But safe journey home, mate, and I'll catch up with you soon. A couple of comments coming in. Happy New Year. I'll tell you what, we get a result on Saturday, it'll be Happy New Year, all right. And Peter's gave us another wee comment. Shermiti plays like tonight on Saturday, he will terrorise their defence. A lot of people agreeing with us, Gordy, on that.
Yeah, I think just to kind of overall, I think we have to give the manager some credit as well, because he's
definitely.
I don't think it's not been fantastic football, but he's getting results. 2 things I like about Danny Rowe is he's not afraid to make a big call, and he's installed passion and determination into the team. So he knows that it's not been pretty, but he's getting results, and I think it's now 8 league wins since he came in. 2 draws and a defeat, which isn't perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than it was. And we've now played ourselves into a 3-way title fight. And yeah, I think if we'd had this conversation on the show 5 weeks ago, we would have been laughed off.
People would have thought you were mad. And also 7 clean sheets in that, Gordy. That's incredible when you look at what he's got to work with. Now, if Danny Rowe can do that with the current team just now, Russell Martin and Thelwell's team, what can he do with a couple of good players? And I mean good players. Surely that's £40 million if Rangers win the league to get us in the Champions League is worth the gamble. I think the fans want to see it. If we could get a couple of good players, what can Roll do?
Yeah, and I really, I mean, I was actually more confident about Saturday than I was about tonight, believe it or not, which is mad when you think about it. But it's been such a crazy season in Scotland this season.
I wouldn't be surprised. Peter said it's got to Stonehaven. That's a fair distance. That's where they're forever getting flooded. I wouldn't be surprised if you get Celtic fans actually hoping they get beat the weekend just to lose their manager, because I think they're absolutely sick. But don't worry, we want needs to get beat as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably not myself personally, and not yourself personally, but I think there were some Rangers fans at the end of Russell Martin's reign that might have been hoping for that as well, to be perfectly honest. And I get it. I mean, I could never ever want my team to lose ever in a million month of Sundays, but I do understand it.
There's one just came in there. Sorry, Mad Pup won UK 5 or 6-0 against them, leapfrogged them, and we haven't released a game DVD in a while. It's good to see the Bears are, just a bit of humour, and we can enjoy the football again. I feel good factor because it's been depressing for a wee while, but what a turnaround it's been, I'll say that. We're 6 points behind Hearts, but listen, that's not a massive amount of points to come back. The pressure now goes on to Hearts, no Rangers, if we win on Saturday. So, and I think we will.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible to think that. I mean, I think I've said it 6 times in the show tonight. I'll say it again. It's incredible where we are now. We're still, I mean, we're only on 36 points so far this season after 19 games. It's incredible. But, And you know what? It's a great point. Errors making, you've made it a few times, Gordy. It's not been great football. It's not been great to watch. But listen, see if it was great to watch when we were losing, we'd be tearing the hair out of our head a little bit. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, as I say, I'll take a scrappy 2-1, 1-0 for every game of this season until Diane Roll can get a whole new team in, playing the way he wants to play. But in the meantime, I'll quite happily take every game 2-1, every game 1-0, because at the end of the day, see if, I know it's a big if still, but if come maybe are celebrating the league, I don't care how much possession we have away against Dundee. Do you know what I mean? I don't.
I mean, I know I'm not trying to slag other channels off, right? I'm not doing that, but as you said, God, the CP win the league, nobody's going to give a jack shit about an XG and all that garbage geeky stuff, right? All people care about is the silverware, and if you win it or you don't, you're a winner or a loser in Glasgow. Yeah,
there's no XG table, is there? As far as I'm aware. So, it's great, and it's been a good. I think the Hearts game was hopefully just a blip, because overall we've been very, very good under Danny Rowe.
Well, Hearts are a good team, remember.
Yeah, and Tynecastle's also. I mean, Tynecastle's a hard place to go, irrespective of the form and irrespective of the manager or where you are in the league. I mean, Tynecastle's also a tough game. Never easy there. So, it's obviously. I mean, if we hadn't lost that game, then I would say we were actually favourites for the league. I think now we're second favourites, to be perfectly frank with you. And what a turnaround that is. But yeah, bring it on for the weekend, because.
However, I think we're getting into the weekend now. Favourites, I would say. They seem to have fell apart. But let's not kid ourselves. It's all for them. We know how it works, mate. We've seen enough of them. It doesn't always work with Forum, high. Exactly. Forum out the window. However, there has been some old firms where the manager or one of the teams has been really dreadfully bad. But sometimes that happens and they still manage to get a result. So any result on Saturday that's a win for Rangers will do me.
Absolutely, and again, don't care about the performance. I don't care about the performance if it's a 1-0 win. I really don't. I don't care. I mean, yeah, you want to go to Celtic 2 or 3 or 4, but I don't actually think. I mean, I don't think in a form game you're going to get a 4 or 5-0 win. Ibrox or Celtic part of the opposition club, but to go there and their patch and get a win on Saturday I think that would be the final nail in the coffin for the manager. And it would make us really strong favourites for the league. And so bring it on. We've now got Rangers fans, as you can see from the comments tonight. Heard at the Ibrox tonight as well. I think we've now got the optimism, and I possibly would say we've got the momentum as well.
Well, you would normally, if Rangers had won and Celtic had won the night, you'd have probably found that most people were saying it wouldn't be the worst result to get a draw at Parkhead on Saturday. But everybody's wanting to win now. Everybody's thinking we can get this. There's a bit of momentum. There's a bit of belief. The players have got to believe. The manager's got to believe. The Bears have got to believe. And even the worst case scenario, we don't get the result on Saturday. There's plenty of time to go in the season. We're still chasing. We're in there and we're fighting for it. I'm starting to believe.
Yeah, we went from what, 8th, 9th, 10th almost. You know, at one point we were one game away to be top. I know. I mean, we were talking to the channel. We were talking to the channel not so long ago that we're only one defeat away from being bottom of the league. If you remember.
Yeah. And also, I think to remember as well, Peter's making a good point first. We must remain positive. We have beaten both teams who have just beat Celtic. Good point. I was about to say that St Mirren has been our bogey team. We've struggled with St Mirren in the last 4 games. And then I thought we were quite comfortable tonight up to the last 10 minutes. But listen, that's what happens in these type of fixtures. All credit to St Mirren. They fought to the end.
Yeah,
positivity knickers are on for Saturday. I love a banter tonight.
But what a difference, you know what I mean? And it's such a turnaround, and it's great to be looking forward to an Old Firm game. It's really, really great. It's been the first time in a good wee while, perfectly honest.
And certainly those Gordy, because the game's not finished, but I can't see any long-term injuries. I think most of the players are back now.
Yeah, we've come through the game unscathed, so that's what I think we said the afternoon show. Yourself, me and Ryan, we said, you know, the important thing is to get the 3 points and come through unscathed. And we've not picked up any injuries, we've not picked up any suspensions, and apart from our long-term injuries that we've always had, we've got more or less, I would say, 80-90% squad to pick from. So yeah, I think
Jiga's
I think the Fraser bring it on.
Aye. No, that's a really good point. And also, Danny Rose, he's achieved something that I didn't think he'd be able to achieve as well. He's got those players playing for him. And it's not a new man. Yep, he's put a smile on. Aye, that's no and that's me on Iron Brew. Aye, he's got the players playing for him, and that's not his team yet. He'll bring in, I believe he will bring in a few quality players. I think he's got to get 2 or 3 players in January no matter what. But this game on Saturday, people are playing for their jersey. I think he's a fair man. He seems to be a fair guy. He's gave everybody chances so far. And big Shermiti might surprise us. If Shermiti gets a good game on Saturday, people won't want him to go out on loan in January. Everybody can change their mind in football. You know what it's like, Gordy, we're forever putting something on Facebook or putting something on our WhatsApp group and then having to come on it. What is it I said about Tierney after that miss against Leon? If I never see that effing C ever again in my life, it'll be too soon. Now I miss him.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, that's football. I mean, it's crazy how things can change, and it's crazy how you know, your mood can change after one night. But that's what's happened this evening. And I think just pick up on your point, I think you're absolutely right in saying Daniel Rule has got them playing for him. But something I've noticed in the last couple of games as well is he's got them playing for each other.
Aye. He's going to play for each other. He's also done something, I just remembered this because Peter's mentioned the St Mirren fan that disrupted the minute silence. I do believe the St Mirren supporters dealt with him, to be fair, but he's been arrested as well. You don't want that in football. I'm not going to that though. What was I going to mention there? I forgot. Hold on a minute. I'll just go into comments. What were you saying there, Gordy? Sorry.
No, I was just saying that I can't remember them actually. I'm just not. There's a spirit in the Rangers team now, which probably hasn't been there for a while, and that's what results in clean sheets bring. I know we didn't get a clean sheet tonight, but you know, Butland making a penalty save, Fernandez scoring again and playing well. Magoma has been a kind of sometimes he goes through games without really noticing, to be perfectly honest, sometimes, but he's been pretty solid the last few weeks as well.
A 19-year-old left back coming into Glasgow playing in the heated cauldron, and he's been. Do you know what? He's got a great dig on him, that boy. He's got a great shot on him. He's got good positional sense. Yeah. Unsung hero. He's one of the guys that he'll play a lot of games and you don't realise how good he was because he basically never made an arse yet.
Yeah. And then you've got Aasgaard coming into a game. Gassama is refinding the form he's had at the start of the season.
Matondo was on the bench tonight, so he might be featuring in January. I don't know.
I think that he's possibly just making up numbers tonight. If I'm being perfectly honest, if guys like Miosi's had the flu, etc., then he's probably making up the numbers.
But you were mentioning Moore there already. I'm in the position. I always say, don't fall in love with a lone player. I wish we could get him for 2 seasons because that boy has got so much potential.
Agreed. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I mean, Spurs are kind of struggling in the league this season, so they might actually want it for them next season because, again, they're having another poor season and they're missing that spark up front. So, I haven't checked Mikey Moore's stats. I would love to see him just setting up a couple more goals and getting a few more goals, but I think it's coming. You know, at the start of the season, you couldn't really see it coming, but now it's just, you know, he's getting closer. He's hitting the crossbar. He's making the keeper do really good saves. He's always wanting the ball. He's driving forward. He's cutting into the left, the right, and then taking a shot. It's what you need. And you know, those are the kind of shots that maybe rebound to a striker, like he maybe pots in a rebound, etc. So if that keeps happening, then that'll get his goals. So yeah.
We spoke about the fact, Gordon, but we just wanted the result tonight. But I'll say one thing: it's been entertaining football this season. Entertaining. Sometimes it's been really frustrating, however else. But I'll tell you what, the league this season hasn't been boring. It's been a great advert for Scottish football, and it's been a good. It's a good time to be a Blue Nose the last few weeks.
And if you think about it, mate, it's like, I mean, realistically, like, I mean, Motherwell to have taken points off us, and you know, both halves of the Old Firm. Hearts have won 4 times against the Glasgow clubs. Really, I mean, I would say Motherwell might fancy the chance to make a title charge. And I know that sounds incredible to say, but Motherwell have been fantastic this season. I've not seen a lot of games, but they're getting a lot of credit and they're playing really, really well. And they'll fancy themselves to finish second or third.
And who could blame them? But tonight's all about the Rangers. I'm going to finish up in a wee minute. I'll just check if there's any more comments because I need to get home. It's been a good few days with the channel. Good interviews, good guests. It's been fantastic times. Clearly missing Montondo. Say that again. Clearly resting Montondo for the Old Firm.
That might be a tongue-in-cheek comment. I'm not sure.
We weakened the team with the changes. 11 was strange, but our starting 11 was changed, but most settled 11. You've seen yet. Good point. Sorry, I was going to go back to. Somebody mentioned that Barron was on a yellow card. No, sorry. Hold on a minute. Somebody came off and he was on a yellow card. Or was Barron didn't start because he's on a yellow card? Is that what it was for last week? 1 yellow card away for the Old Firm. It was something like that. Somebody mentioned it. I can't find it now. That's why you can't multitask, see, when you're trying to read comments.
Yeah, I was like, someone's made a comment about Diomande, and yeah, I mean, I think I'd agree. I think we said that this afternoon. I think
Diomande.
Yeah, I think he's the one that might make way on Saturday, to be honest, because I just don't see. I just don't see what he's bringing to the club right now. Apart from that, though, I thought everyone played well. Maybe Diomande is just becoming one of these kind of figures that becomes a bit of a scapegoat. I don't know, but. Yeah.
Aye, so loads of comments coming in. But listen, I'm going to call it a night. Just a wee shout out to our Rangers Lotto agency, trying to build that up. It's for the Rangers Youth Development, trying to get young players and further the academy and the youth setup. If you want to join our agency, you just call Rangers Lotto and Rangers Youth Development Department. And you ask for 4,500, the Gers TV is your agency, and that gets you on board for that. It would be much appreciated. Loads of comments. I can't keep up with the comments.
Yeah, I think we're not if there's people having a conversation with themselves. So, getting us out tonight, not pretty, but at the end of the day, a win's a win, and I think I'm going to keep, just going to be saying, bring on Saturday now because I've got the confidence and. Got the confidence back, got the mojo
back. Comment for pal Alex Kelly's just come in with one. You want to read it, Gordy?
Yeah, well done the Rangers. Another great 3 points right on their tails. Far too many for support, putting up the white flags before the ball is kicked. Get behind the team, trust the manager. I think it's some good points in there. I will pick up the last point. I think Danny Rule's earned that trust now. And I think he's earned investment in January as well. I think he's proved to the owners and the fans that he's cut out for it. and I think the owners have got to repay that by trusting me some money. And,
give him a big transfer in January.
Yeah,
give him a good transfer.
Absolutely, mate. And I think if we can do that, then we're in a strong position. But football's a funny game, and it's now all on Saturday, where it's kind of all or nothing really on Saturday. So bring it on. Can't wait.
Okay, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Thanks for the comments. Great to see new people on the channel tonight. Everybody seems to have enjoyed the football. Carry on your chat on the Gers TV forums later on. And good night, folks.
Good night.
Just catching that chat before it came in at the end there. All the best, guys. We are the people. See you later.